You can do the Tulips buttonhole over any number of stitches. In this example, I'm going to show you how to do a 4-stitch buttonhole in the middle of this 10-stitch swatch. To get started, knit until 1 stitch before the buttonhole stitches. So in this case, for me, that's knit 2. Now, move the yarn to the front of the work and slip the next stitch to the right needle. Move the yarn to the back of the work and slip the stitch back to the left-hand needle. You can use your fingers or the needle to bring the yarn to the front again, and you can just let it hang there for now, and slip the stitch to the right-hand needle once more. Now use the tip of your left-hand needle to loosen that little loop and place it onto the right-hand needle. Next, there you can see we've got 4 and 1 more. Now slip the next stitch and bind off that loop that you just placed on the needle, bind it off over the first stitch on the right-hand needle, like that. Now we're going to slip 1, bind off 1, until you've bound off the remaining number of stitches you need to bind off for the buttonhole, or all the buttonhole stitches basically. In this case, it's going to be 3 times. Now move the stitch back to the left-hand needle, and you should have your side stitches there and your buttonhole stitches all bound off. Now the next step is to take the right-hand needle and just slide it out of the stitches for now. Don't be scared. Take a smaller needle and put it in the stitches. Now slip the stitch on the right-hand needle back to the left-hand needle. With your fingers, move your yarn to the back of your work and slip the stitch back to the right-hand needle. While the yarn is back there, give it a tug. Now is the time to tighten that up. Yep. Nice and snug. Now move the stitch back to the left-hand needle. Whoops, I'm sorry. First put your yarn in front. Then move the stitch back to the left-hand needle. Move the yarn to the back. Slip 1. Move the yarn to the front. Slip that stitch back. And move the yarn to the back. And slip 1 again. You'll know you're done because the yarn will be in the back. With the left-hand needle tip, loosen that wrap that you just made. Good. Now, you can stabilize the left-hand needle on your leg. I'm just going to take it out for now. Just stabilize the left-hand needle. You're not going to use it for a minute. With a crochet hook, insert the head of the crochet hook into the loop that you created and loosened. Just like that. Now, use the crochet cast on to cast on, in this case, 4 stitches, however many you need for your buttonhole. So the yarn comes over, and then the crochet hook goes straight over the top of the yarn and pull through the loop on the needle, and we've cast on 1 stitch. Yarn goes back over and pull a loop through. So bring the yarn between the crochet hook and the knitting needle. And whoops, one last one. Okay, so you've cast on 4 stitches. We should have 3 side stitches and 4 cast on stitches. Now, lastly, place the stitch that's on the crochet hook on the needle and give it a little twist. And then take the crochet hook out. You're done with it. We're actually almost done with the buttonhole. I know, it's about time, right? All right, so pick up your left-hand needle. The last steps are to slip 1 and bind off 1. That's going to join the 2 sides of the buttonhole. And now, knit the remaining 2 stitches on the needle. Yay! So technically, that's the rest of the buttonhole steps, but to really see it, go ahead and work back across the row, like 2 times at least, so that you can see the full buttonhole in all its glory. Oh, I got a little tangle there. So put down that smaller needle, you're done with it, and go ahead and knit back across the row one last time. And the reason that you use that small needle is to make the cast-on stitches kind of nice and tight, so that they match the size of the bound-off stitches right below. They'd be too big if you were to use the regular size needle. Okay, so now the buttonhole is fully complete. Take a look at it. This is what it should look like. 2 matching crescents of bind-offs. And if you look at the sides, this is the true beauty of this buttonhole. Each of the stitches has 2 loops of yarn wrapped around it, on the top, right there, and on the bottom, supporting it. It is supposed to have that little gap there. There's nothing you can do about that. But on the left and on the right, that's what makes this so different from a regular buttonhole. And I want to give a shout out to TechKnitter, who invented this buttonhole, and to Uni Jang from Knitting Daily, who made a video about this buttonhole that helped me learn it so that I could show it with you guys.